As an economics major, the whole of our systems at this point are based on the concept of scarcity, the whole economic base, okay? The problem of scarcity. Well, that is antithetical to the true nature of the universe. The universe is, in fact, abundant, more than we can fathom. And because of our beliefs and because of the nature of the universe, you see, our film is basically third in a genre of films that we're calling the nature of the universe films, the What the Bleep Do We Know, and The Secret. And now our film, In Search of the Future. What the Bleep brought in the quantum nature of reality, that the human mind is a powerful force in creating our reality. And so does The Secret bring that in. You think what you think you want, you get. Okay? Well, what we're bringing in is the loving nature of the universe, sort of the mechanics of how all that works. And so we're basically calling ourselves the next step. Trust the loving universe. That the mechanics of the universe are such that it is driven by love. It is just our lack of understanding of the nature of that love that has us see certain things like war, poverty, violence as not love. But in fact, we're so loved by these energies that drive the conscious universe, these energies that are conscious and respond to our thinking, that we are so loved that we are given everything we ask for. Absolutely.
You know, just to make it simple in my own simple mind, the way I'm kind of calculating this, it's almost like you're saying is because of our fears, we create wars. And because of our fears, we start hoarding. And it feels to me like it's our lack of understanding who we are as, number one, a species, and also who we are in relationship to being on our Mother Earth.
Yes, and the nature of the universe, that the Mother Earth is conscious, that she loves us, that the trees that out there love us, that they're bringing us oxygen and shelter, and that they're happy to be paper for us so that we can communicate. We are so loved because I believe, frankly, Elaine, that there is so much love in the human heart that is going to enhance all of creation once we release it, once we open our hearts, that all of creation is waiting for the love in the human heart, because that love is going to come out and just notch everything up vibrationally and everything else, so that the trees are happy to give us homes and happy to give us paper so that we can communicate with each other. Because if we're isolated and feeling separate and we're not communicating with each other, then how can we come together and understand the oneness of all things?
You mean to tell me that you're telling us that there's hope for a future?
Well, from my perspective, absolutely. See, from my perspective, there's only the coming of peace on earth and the coming of heaven on earth, and that the loving energies on the planet have supported us in our fear, in our cleansing out our violent aspects of ourselves, so that we will look at it and say, no, we don't choose to fear the other, because guess what? There isn't another.
You know, it's interesting when you say that of course there is no other. I mean, that's what happened, you know, during any kind of genocide. They're always saying the other, that's the bad guy, you know, we're the good guys, that's the bad guy, we got to get rid of the bad guy. But also what you're saying is that if we get more of a handle as a human species on exactly where we live on the planet and who we are, then we might be able to evolve to the point, or you're actually saying that everything that's happening is helping us evolve. Because I had a thought the other day, I was thinking, you know, nuclear warfare, what a horrible thing. But then on the other hand, maybe it's not so bad because it's bringing us to the brink.
Yes,
it's bringing us to say, look this is a wake-up call. Either we're going to live or we're going to destroy this place.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And from my point of view, there's only free will. So we must choose to walk on earth with an open heart, in balance with creation. We must choose it. It can't be given to us because that's antithetical to free will. So we must choose it. The loving energies on the planet are supporting us in that, in showing us our fear. Right now, we are looking our fear right in the face, thanks to George Bush, thanks to all that's gone on, 9/11, okay? So now our fear is there. And are we going to choose to walk in fear, or are we going to choose to walk in love and understanding of the nature of the universe and take responsibility for our actions, because we create the reality. Once we understand quantum physics and the quantum nature of reality and the power of the human mind, we will change everything we do.
You know, that's very interesting. You know, we call ourselves a Christian nation, you know, and one of the beliefs of Jesus was that he believed, greater works will you do than I. In other words, the consciousness, the level, the bringing up of the consciousness is going to create the peace we are all seeking. In fact, there's an old saying, be the peace you want to see happen, or be the love you want to see happen. I'd like to add just one other little part to what you said as far as fear goes, you know, turning fear into love. I also believe in turning fear into some sort of faith, you know, faith in yourself and faith in your fellow human being. That really, I believe we're inherently good given the opportunity. I mean, we have all spectrums of the universe. I've often even said to myself, you know, about the Holocaust. I also often, you know, shake my head and wonder, what would I do at that time? I really don't know. But I know that's my potential. So I know the potential in human beings is to be this way or that way. We have to make a choice. Are we going to go for the way of love? Or are we going to go for the way of fear, which creates a lot of hate and a lot of animosity towards the other, which there's really no other. There's just us. You know, what's your thought on that?
Well, my feeling is that, or my understanding is, that the dominant energy on the planet was fear for a long, long time. I mean, millennia. The dominant energy on the planet was fear. And that fear basically contaminated or influenced all action, whether it's Native Americans, indigenous peoples, whatever, even people with trust-based cosmologies, which is the Native American cosmology, is a trust-based cosmology, but it affected their behavior. It affected everyone's behavior. So we are all acting out of fear. And in 1987, with the harmonic convergence, that energy, that dominant energy, shifted to an energy of love. The vibration of the planet went up to the energy of love, the love vibration, and that we are still just playing out the remnants of fear. There's no energy behind it anymore to support this fear, and we're just at the brink of finally shedding our fear-based behaviors and understandings of the universe. And that's why these films are coming out, What the Bleep and The Secret, and now our film.
Can you give us just a little information about Grandma Ann Schwartz, who's 102 years old, and Marilyn Youngbird?
Grandma Anna Schwartz is a Bushman of the Kalahari, and the Bushmen of the Kalahari have the oldest DNA on the planet. So there's some thought that we're all descended from the Bushmen of the Kalahari. There's a whole arena of thought that we all came out of Africa. The Native Americans would not agree with that, and I don't know that I do either. But so you'll see Oma Anna explaining the origin of humanity, which is very beautiful, and then you will see Marilyn Youngbird, an old friend of mine for 15 years, who is explaining it in exactly the same way, which is astounding. Neither were prompted. We just asked them, where did we come from?
The woman in your life who will do what she must do to comfort you and calm you down and let you rest now. The woman in your life, she can rest so easily. The woman in your life who will do what she must do to comfort you and calm you down and let you rest now. The woman in your life, she can rest so easily. She knows everything you do because the woman in your life is you. The woman in your life knows simply what is true. She knows a simple way to touch to make you whole.